Hi, today the action ship is all about me because it's my birthday. I've been around that sun 33 times. But no, not really. The action ship is actually all about you this week. Have we actually met? Who are you? Oh yeah, hey Babs. So how did you get here? No, really here. Not just here with me watching my video, but why are you here on the planet? Do you know what is your special thing that you're here to create? So when you create something, you have an idea, you have a seed, and then you need to nurture it and then birth it. So what do you do to give it its first birthday? We need to access the strongest muscle in your body. Do you know which one it is? It has immense creative and birthing power. It can expand and contract a lot. Guys, I'm afraid you don't have this one, but it really is worth sticking around because if you have a woman who has one, it's a really good idea to know what she's going for. What is this muscle? It's the uterus. So we're going to improve its health and get you to actually tap into some of that energy so that you can birth your projects, your visions, and if you're having a baby, very important that you know this. Elizabeth wrote to me. She wrote and said, thank you for all the work you do, and she loves being on board the action ship. She said, Laura, I'm wondering if you could do a PMS action ship. My problems really seem to hit me tenfold at this time of the month. I feel shaky, ungrounded, short-tempered. I think it's one of those times my perspective is definitely distorted. So ladies, are you ready to cure some of those symptoms of PMS while connecting into that power and birthing ability of your uterus? So the first thing you're going to do is connect your heart to your uterus. So put one hand on your heart, the other hand here in your lower abdomen. Women, I'm sure you know roughly where your uterus is. And imagine your heart and your uterus having a stronger connection. So your uterus is the strongest muscle in the body, but your heart is the most enduring. It actually beats 3 billion times in an average lifetime. And so it's constantly working to pump the blood and to move things. So when you are PMSing, how do you usually feel? What's the predominant emotion? Frustration, annoyance, you're short-tempered, it's anger. So anger is in our body to get things moving. And so if your uterus is having a hard time moving the blood, you need some extra anger to get it out. So if you can bring in some movement energy from the power of your heart to support that movement of the blood from your uterus, you're not going to have to get so angry. So one more thing about this heart-uterus connection. So not only does your heart pump the blood, but when you're connecting to your vision, your expression of what you're bringing into the world, that's accessed through your heart. And so we're also connecting to the ability to feel that while you are birthing it into the world. So now we're going to embody your uterus. What does that mean? So first we need to know where it is and roughly what it looks like. So put your hands in your lower abdomen, and the uterus is pear-shaped. I don't have a pear, but I have an avocado. So it's roughly about this size, and it's made up of 3 layers of muscle. So obviously these muscles need to expand and contract very big and have a lot of power in their contraction. But if you're not having a baby, how do you get the exercise you need for this muscle? Because if it doesn't have the exercise, just like any muscle, it becomes weaker and the blood flow is decreased and all of the circulation, and then we end up with all of these problems. How do you move your uterus? I guess maybe more the question is, how do you stop moving your uterus? So if you're doing exercise that's preventing the movement of your uterus by trying to keep your pelvis in a fixed position while you move, or pulling in your abdominals, just as with the diaphragm that's inhibiting that movement, it's going to inhibit the movement of all of your organs, and they are going to push down on your uterus. So let's instead get it moving. So here I have a pelvis, and you can see here that it's made up of two halves and the sacrum, and inside would be your uterus. So we're going to just lift and lower one leg and then the other. So kind of like you're walking on the spot. So you need to stand up for this one. You can't just do it in your head. So stand up, really stand up. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Get up. Your uterus will be very upset if you don't. So stand up. Okay. So now lift and lower your legs, one and then the other. And notice when you do that, there's movement in your pelvis. So you're going to put your hands on your pelvis. Can you feel the bones in there? Now lift and lower one leg and then the other. And if you allow it, if you haven't been doing something to try and hold it in one set place, you will feel that there's movement there. It's like a counter rotation. So allow that counter rotation to happen. And notice if you try and keep the pelvis still, it becomes very difficult to actually lift your legs. So you've got this movement in the pelvis, so what will be happening in your uterus? Every time you're walking down the street or marching in place or doing any kind of activity where your pelvis is moving. So here we have a famous Franklin method sponge. So as you can see here, as I twist it, it spirals, so kind of like you're wringing it out. You're going to imagine this as you lift and lower your leg. So as you lift your right leg, can you imagine, maybe take your hands like this, and imagine the right side of your uterus rolling back. And then as you lift your left leg, the left side rolls back. Or if I mirror you, lift your left leg, imagine the left side of your uterus rolling back, and the right side rolling back. And so then, once you've practiced that for a while, you can imagine a counter rotation. So just put your hands here in front of your uterus, and we're going to lift and lower one leg, and you're going to imagine as you lift the leg, that side of the uterus rolls back. So your uterus is getting a workout. So ready? So lift and lower, one. So can you see it? Can you imagine that muscle inside of you spiraling, rotating? And the more you allow your pelvis to move, the more exercise your uterus is going to get. And just stop and just relax your arms. And just notice, how does your abdomen, how does your pelvis feel? Do you feel any more lifted in this area? Maybe it feels warm, an increase in blood flow. Any more tone? So as you allow yourself to exercise your internal organs, you'll find that your external, the muscles, will actually be more toned automatically. So now, feeling this immense power in your uterus, I want you to put your arms over your head and imagine that they're resting into that power of your uterus. That strength, that energy, that ability to create life. And just feel your arms, your body resting on that power. And just imagine that you can breathe with your uterus. And now bring your arms slowly down. So every day, connect to that power in your uterus. Use it, harness it to birth your ideas and your projects, and also to keep your uterus healthy. So your action this week is to tap into true girl power. Access that strength and that creativity and that ability to birth from this muscle. And notice, as you allow this muscle to move, as you allow it and you can feel its strength, you don't need to push so hard. So go share this with your fellow uteruses. give it thanks. I'm giving you thanks for joining me and being part of our Action Ship family, and big thanks to my mother, Barbara, in Bali. Hi, I love you, and thank you for birthing me onto this planet, and thank you for your uterus. And I will see you at laurahamesfranklin.com. Please come there, jump on the Action Ship list. Oh, and if you enjoyed this week's Action Ship and you would like to know more about the uterus, because we have just touched upon what is possible, please put your name. I'm going to make a box below on my website. Let me know if you're interested. I'm going to be putting together a course, an online course with Eric Franklin, my incredible husband, and bringing you the best insights on how you can take care of your uterus, move it, love it. And Elizabeth, hopefully that PMS has drastically decreased. Let me know, and also chat with me on Facebook. I am loving that. Oh, and birthday wishes are accepted too. So thank you, go give birth, and I will see you next week. Bye.